Ja oikein hyvää päivästä katsojille. Tästä jatkuu lisää Black Mirror 3 pelailua, jossa minä vähän säädin ääniä. Joku sanoi, ettei kunnolla kuulunut näitä peliääniä, mutta oma ääni kuului, joten pienellä säädöllä sain äänet kuulumaan ainakin jokseenkin paremmin, joten jatketaan tästä ihan normaalisti. Eihän ilmeisesti tämä jo katottiin tämä homma läpi. Mitäs tämä letterboxi? Mitä? Hetkinen, mitä tämä äsken sanoi tässä?
The mailbag is stretched over a kind of hanger. I could lay something over it so that the letter doesn't fall into the bag.
No, tähän käytetään sitä meidän menua, joka me sieltä saatiin.
Board is just the right size. It'll go straight on top of the mailbag so that when the constable posts a letter, I can easily pull it out again.
Kyllä. Saadaan saman tien tosta nimittäin ratkottua tämä pusle ilman suurempia ongelmia. Tämä pelailu sai aika mukavan vastaanoton sen puoleen, että vaikka mä sanoin jossain videossa, että mä kokonaan mennyt tämän pelin läpi, mutta silti kaikki tervetuli. Otti hyvää sydämisesti vasta tämä pelailun verrattuna sitten siihen, että meidän tosiaan, että näin ei olisi ollut. Mitäs tässä Dr. Joseph's Letteris lukee? Se avautui isommaksi. Copy of police file.
Let's see what's in here.
No katsotaan.
Friday afternoon, 12:30. Oh, they must have discovered the body then. The time of death for Miss Valley was the previous evening, Thursday, between 10 and midnight. Cause of death, burned alive after a blow to the back of the head. Grim. Witness interviews. Let's see. Not important. Saw nothing. It continues. Friday, 1837. Emergency services called out. At that time I was in the ruins of the old academy with Angelina, Lewis, and my mother. Then, Saturday, 12:06 a.m. Fire under control. At that time I was running from the ruins in the direction of the castle. 3 bodies were retrieved. Lady Eleanor Gordon, Edward Bartholomew Bates, the butler, and Sally Wood, the cook. 1 survivor, Lady Victoria Gordon, suffering from severe smoke inhalation. Also on Saturday morning, 12:12 a.m., Darren Michaels arrested on suspicion of arson and murder of Miss Valley. Witness interviews on the subject unproductive, and Lady Victoria Gordon could not as yet be questioned. She remains in shock. After a 2-week period of hospitalization, was discharged of her own wishes to continue medical supervision at home. Hey, it says here that Murray can't remember having seen me in the hotel on Thursday evening. That can't be right. That was exactly when he threw me out of the hotel. Oh, the rat was lying. Just wait. Evidence still insufficient to charge, but strongly suspected of crime. Current state of the investigation. Darren Michaels' conduct, as well as his contradictory testimony, is currently being examined for plausibility by the psychiatric expert, Dr. Joyce Winterbottom. Here's a note to Constable Zach. If he's diagnosed as nuts, will he have to be remanded in a loony bin? Possible murder weapon, a torch, still smoldering, which was in Darren Michaels' possession when apprehended. He is undergoing forensic examination. Deportation to USA, not possible. Release of the suspect on bail on direction of the court. Dr. Winterbottom authorized as prime supervisory agent and point of referral. Good, and I've got 2 new goals already. Visit Victoria and see how she's doing, and let Murray know what I think. I'll write in the file so I don't forget. There are enough empty pages.
Siitä hän tekee uuden diarin tai päiväkirjan.
I can stash the remains of my diary away with it as well.
Noin. Siitä sai pienin helppokäyttöisen diarin. Kuten tästä näette, samanlainen systeemi kuin periaatteessa viimeksi kakkosessa kun pelailtiin. Saadaan vihjeitä ja kaikkea muuta hienoa sontaa siitä. Joten meidän pitäisi nyt mennä... Jos kakkosen olette nähnyt, niin Murray oli se hotellin omistaja, joka oli varsinainen kusipää tietyssä suhteissa. Joten... pääsenkö mä kattoo tuota meidän hienoa psykiatriaa tuonne vielä, ei varmaan.
Up there is Dr. Joyce Winterbottom's practice. It's very cozy.
No, sain.
Willow Creek's Museum of Local History. A valuable hoard of English cultural history.
Olisikohan nuo musiikit nyt tuolta liian kovalla? Pitäisi tuolta musiikvolume ihan pikkusen pienemmäksi. Noin. Museum Entrance ei varmaan enää pääse.
There's a poster hanging here. We're rebuilding for you. Soon will be even more spectacular. Experience the horror up close and personal. Reopening on the 1st of December. That's in a few days' time.
Ja, eli sinne pääsee vielä uudestaan. Katsotaan pääseekö tänne Dr. Winterbottomin luokse.
Hello, doctor? Can I ask you a quick question?
Kystäs tältä muutamat asiat läpi ja katsotaan mitä täällä oikein on. Flowers.
You could hardly call this straggle of flowers a bouquet.
Älä nyt valita niistä. Oli hienoja kukkia. Ashtray.
Whenever I'm here, the ashtray is full. Dr. Winterbottom smells like a chimney. Perhaps she should be in therapy.
Niinpä, Plupuk.
Dr. Winterbottom's notebook. Probably very revealing. At some point she'll be able to write her memoirs with it.
Joku muuten pisti privaa mulle, että vaihda sen Neverwinterin, kun anteeksi, Black Mirrorin kuvasuhde oikeaksi, mutta katsokaa, kun se on oikea. Ette työ muuten näkisi tätä hiirtä täällä vasemmalla ja oikealla kulmalla. Niin, se on kuule ihan oikea.
Dr. Winterbottom's lighter. Quite an expensive one. I guess it was a present.
Johtuu siitä, että tämä peli onhan tarkoituksella tehty tämmöiseen vähän ahtaaseen tilaan.
Today's newspaper. There are probably lots of new, unbelievable revelations about the arsonist in it.
Arsonist. Tuho polttaa taas vauhis.
My adoptive mother had a lamp like that. I always had fun hiding in it when I was a kid.
Ajaa, se varmaan mahut tonne, okei.
A Newton's cradle. The ball passes on its momentum to the next one, which passes it on to the next until it reaches the last one, which can't pass it on any further and is kicked into the air. A simple example of kinetic energy, but its only use is to work this toy.
Niin, siinä oli vähän hienoa fysiikkaa teille
A
kaikille
Native
lapsille.
American dream catcher. It's supposed to protect you from nightmares.
Wastepin.
I wonder if the record of our discussions will end up in there.
Tota ei ikinä,
I wonder if the
ei ikinä lähde pois tosta.
Doctor,
What's troubling you, Adrian?
Kysytään ensimmäisenä tästä Inspector Spoonerista.
is it true that Spooner was sent here as a punishment?
Yes, I've heard that too.
What did he do then?
As far as I know, he overstepped his authority back in London, and that led to some guilty people getting off. Or maybe the other way round. However, I'm not exactly right in the picture with all this.
Oh, great. A bad-natured investigator who can't tell the difference between guilty and innocent. I couldn't have come up against a better guy.
Pakko nämä dialogit käydä läpi, että aukenee vähän tämä alkutarina tässäkin pelailussa. Bail, kuka sen maksoi?
Get this. I've been released on bail.
Well, that's a good reason to celebrate.
I'm not quite so sure. The bail was paid anonymously. You know anything about that by any chance?
Anonymously? No. Who'd do something like that?
No idea. To be honest, I'd hoped you were behind it.
Mutta hän ei ollut. Willow Greek.
You like living in Willow Creek?
Yes, I like the life and the people. It's like time stood still here.
And every few years, along comes some psycho and murders half a dozen locals.
Yes, well, Compared to the murder statistics in London, it's a proper holiday here.
Ai jaa. Se Castle Fire.
Do you see me as being an arsonist?
Judging by your nightmares, you do at least seem to have a violence-orientated imagination.
Yeah, but Stephen King has that too.
As far as I'm aware, he has never been under suspicion of an arson attack resulting in 3 dead.
Whose side are you actually on?
On your side, Adrian.
Good. I swear to you that I've only ever told you the truth.
There are as many truths as there are people, Adrian, and we still have to find yours.
Niin. Dr. Winterbottom.
How come you ended up here in the first place?
A colleague of mine I'd known from my student days, a doctor, Heinz Hermann, once worked here in the sanatorium. He was a friend of the Gordons. Then, 12 years ago, those dreadful murders took place. Heinz was one of the victims. I came here to give his family and the others a little spiritual support, and I'm still here. That's just how life goes sometimes.
Vai niin, aina 12 vuotta myöhemmin joku kuolee. Darren.
Do you believe me?
Darren, Adrian, we've gone through this so many times before. Of course I believe you.
Then why am I still on the hit list?
I'm a doctor, not a judge. By the way, they rejected the assessment of your not being of sound mind.
Rejected? But what about the awful nightmares?
That kind of reaction is only normal, Adrian. If somebody suddenly revealed to me that I was descended from a long line of bloodthirsty murderers, I'd have nightmares too.
Niin. Vision.
I had a strange experience earlier. It was just like one of my nightmares, but this time I was awake. It was in the police station, just as I was wanting to pick up my stuff. I suddenly found I had awesome strength. I dragged the guy to me through the bars and rammed my pencil into his eye. Wham! Then it was all over. It was just so real. Scary.
You don't say.
Great. So I'm cursed and possessed.
I was talking to a colleague about you the other day. She's how shall I put it? She understands alternative therapies.
What's that all about then? Drugs? Electric shock? Voodoo?
Hypnosis.
You're not serious.
It would at least be a possible way of finding out more.
Well, for my part, as long as you don't saw open the top of my skull.
Jotenkin toi Dr. Winterbottomin ääninäyttelijä sopii niinku aivan täydellisesti tuohon hahmoon, mikä se on tehty. Therapy session.
These sessions, how long are they supposed to continue for?
What do you mean?
Well, I've been coming here every day for the past 3 weeks, but I'm still having nightmares every night, and the assessment says I'm 100% fit.
We ought to try hypnosis.
And what's that supposed to do? You want to join in on my nightmares?
Let's just try it tomorrow. If we can get to your roots, then perhaps we'll understand what your dreams are trying to tell us.
Boo! That's what they want to tell us. The dreams, I mean. Well, okay then, Doc. If you think that this might help me in some way. Catch you later.
Take care.
Take care. Dr. Winterbottom on pikkusen peloissaan. Couch.
The famous psychiatrist couch. Until now, I always thought it was a joke. But it's actually quite comfortable.
Niin se pitääkin olla. Green Notebooks.
Dr. Winterbottom writes down a patient's dreams in the green books. But I haven't seen anyone else but me here yet. Strange.
No, katsotaan se hypnoosin jälkeen sitten, onko sinusta mitään kummempaa. Mennään täältä pois, ja nyt lähdetään ensimmäistä kertaa katsomaan, minkälainen paikka meillä on. Ei hotellissa, ei mennä möröjä katsomaan vielä, vaan mennään katsomaan sitä linnaa, että minkälainen karu näkyy se tällä kertaa on. Mitäs tuolla on? Trees.
The cold pierces through your buttonholes and right down to your bones. Winter's just around the corner. In a few weeks, the last of the trees will be bare.
Ai, että kun tää alku aukeaa, niin sitten kyllä muuttuu mielenkiintoiseksi. Guidebook.
A busted signpost. You can hardly make out what he used to say.
Mennään nimittäin meidän linnaamme, jonka myö omistetaan. Muistatte varmaan.
Castle. My real family's home. Now I ought to go and see Victoria.
Kyllä, mennään kattoo Victorian karttaa mitä nää.
A huge lump of stone. I'm no geologist, but it doesn't look like it grew here. It's apparently a survivor of the Bronze Age, like the things at Stonehenge.
Niin.
The gate is locked shut.
No totta kai se on.
The castle looks really threatening from here.
No se on musta linna, niin totta kai.
One of 3 nymphs that guard the castle and are supposed to provide light. Old Bates used to use the nymphs as a mnemonic device. In Greek mythology, nymphs often accompany superior divinities. They were seen as the benevolent spirits of trees, grottos, or important places. Well, that's my knowledge of nymphs pretty much exhausted.
Kyllä on muuten viisas jätkä tää Darreni tai Adrianin. Se mustaa kaiken. Rubbish. Looks like taas meni... Kun ei ikinä tiedä, että käveleekö he sinne.
An empty letterbox.
Vai puhuuko se sen dialogin niinku saman tien, niin siksi mä aina tuplaklikkaan vahingossa. Empty letterbox. Ivy.
Is it just me, or has nature taken its course at an amazing rate here over the last few weeks?
Niinpä. Vähän omituisen.
We've got a new doorbell with an intercom system.
No mennään puhuu Victorialle, jos se vanha lehmä joskus herää sieltä. Vanha lehmä.
My name's Adrian Gordon. I'd like to see Lady Victoria, please. Hello?
That's pretty scary. Pretty scary.
Come in, Mr. Gordon. Lady Victoria has just woken up.
Yes, of course.
Please excuse the chaos. The builders are working on the renovations.
You're looking after Lady Victoria?
Yes. I'm a trained nurse of your...
great-grandmother.
I take care of all of your great-grandmother's needs.
Thank you, Miss...
Angeline. Sister Angeline.
Antolini.
Thank you, Sister Angelini.
Ei pystytä puhua vielä
Can I just ask you something?
noille tyypeille ulkona, mutta kysytään nyt tästä Lady Victoriasta, joka on aika vanha.
How is Lady Victoria?
As well as can be expected. She's not speaking to me, unfortunately. Perhaps you'll have better luck.
Renovation.
Do you think that being in the middle of a construction site is the right place for such an old lady?
Lady Victoria was most insistent that she be moved back into the castle. She said that she'd been born here and that she wanted to die here. And the walls here are rather thick. She doesn't hear that much. At least she hasn't complained as of yet.
Siellä on Lady Victoria.
God, it's like a death chamber in here. Oh, I can feel a chill right to my heart. I can only hope Victoria gets better soon.
Katsotaan ympärille ekaan puhutaan, ennen kuin puhutaan tuolle Victorialle. Pääsevät.
A room screen. It's supposed to be a barrier to prying eyes.
No voi auta armias. Bed.
A huge oak bed. Presumably it used to be William's and Victoria's bed. William died more than 12 years ago.
Se on hyvä, kun sulla on noin hyvä aisti kaikista, että mistä materiaalista kaikki esineet ja asiat on rakennettu. Joo, tää on tehty tammesta ja tää on tehty siitä ja siitä, okei. Okay.
Like lots of things in this room, it's red.
It's red. Pakko olla
There are
punainen.
lots of cupboards. This is probably Victoria's dressing room.
Se mä luulen, että Victoria ei enää paljon liiku yhtään mihinkään. Mikäs toi on? Painting.
There's some pretty big fish being gutted in this picture. It's signed W. Gordon, 1921. I wonder if William painted it.
Ehkäpä. Dressing table.
Hairbrushes, makeup utensils, creams, Victoria's cosmetic stuff.
Totta kai vanhankin muodi täytyy näyttää hyvältä. Jewelry box.
A small casket. Victoria probably keeps her jewelry in it.
Siellä on jewelry.
Reminds me of Lady Eleanor's castle in Wales, but during better days.
During better
When Tom
days.
was holding me prisoner there 3 weeks ago. It was already half sunk in the marsh.
Ai niin se on se linna, joo. Shelf.
A shelf with books, souvenirs, and caskets on it. Probably full of memories.
Window.
If you look out there, you might think it's deep as winter. Or has that more to do with the chill here in the room?
Saattaa olla.
A picture? Is that supposed to be Victoria in her younger years?
Taas skippasin yhden dialogin.
Weird. She looks like Angelina. Or is that the other way around? Same genes after all.
Sinä panit omaa siskoasi melkein.
Is that supposed to be
No, mennään puhumaan Victorialle tämän jälkeen.
A bit of a deja vu moment. About 4 weeks ago, I was standing at my foster mom's sickbed. These machines were there too. There's even a button to call the nurse here as well.
Piti painaa sitä.
What's happened?
Nothing. I hit the button by mistake. But now that you're here,
Lady Victoria.
Miss Antolini, Lady Victoria isn't speaking at all. Can't she talk anymore?
Well, she does. I hear her sometimes through the closed door, cursing and praying. Praying mostly. I rather believe that she doesn't want to talk anymore. After everything that's happened, too sad. I'd hoped you could break through the misery. You're her great-grandson, Adrian, Samuel's son, aren't you?
Yes, I am. The only one. And the last one, too. How do you know that? Has Lady Victoria told you about me?
Well, not directly. You know, she's not been speaking to anyone. But, as I said, I hear her cursing sometimes. And then you get mentioned rather often. I'm sorry, Mr. Gordon. I'll leave you both together now.
Jotenkin kummallista toi homma, että ne ekaan päästään sisään tommoseen älyttömän suureen linnaan äänen perusteella. Ja sitten, joo, tervetuloa vaan Mr. Gordon. Sä oot varmaan se Gordon. Ihan varmasti oot se Gordon. Just se Gordon. Joo, kyllä, okei. Victoria.
Victoria, my great-grandmother. And the only member of my family I've got left.
Ei tarvinnut mitään henkilöyspapereita, ei kuvaa eikä mitään, kunhan tuut vaan sisään. Victoria!
Hello, Victoria? It's me, Adrian.
Gordon family.
Victoria, I need your help. Really. The police don't believe me. How can I make them understand that I'm Adrian Gordon when the name Darren Michaels is printed in my passport? Victoria, you're the only one who can help me. Please.
Victoria! Victoria! Kaveri alkaa ottaa sen päästä kiinni ja reivittää vähän petiä kohti.
Did you put up the bail for me?
No ei tehnyt sitä. Ihan spoilaan kaikille, että se ei nyt ollut Victoria, joka oman pojan poikansa lunnat maksoi pois tuolta poliisiasemalta. Nurse.
Are you being well looked after?
Tämmöstä se on, kun sä puhut seinälle. Miekin yleensä puhun tuolla omalle seinälle, että oman tietokoneen takana. Lady Victoria.
Victoria, are you okay?
Mikki, hei, oot sä kunnos? Hiiri, oot sä kunnos? Kato, ei ne voi puhua takaisin. Castle Fire.
I'm sorry about what happened to Bates, Eleanor, and Sally. It must be awful for you.
Adrian, tell me the truth. Was it you? Did you start the fire?
No, Victoria, it wasn't me. It was Lewis. He did what Angelina told him to do. She was behind all the murders. It was her who also lured me here because she needed me for, well, you know, the curse which only affects the male Gordons. She wanted to achieve what Samuel was trying to prevent. She was possessed by it. She lied to me, to all of us.
What's all that, Adrian? You sound like a coward. It wasn't me. It was Angelina. Why should I believe you? Why have you come here at all? Things were going well for you in America. If you'd only just stayed there, Bates would still be alive. Eleanor, Catherine, Miss Valley. You're too weak. You can't stand up to Mordred. His ghost rides you like a child rides a rocking horse. Since you've turned up, there's been nothing but calamity. Just disappear again, Adrian. Do me a favor and go back to where you came from before the other half of the castle goes up in flames.
What have you done to her?
Nothing at all. I've been talking with her, that's all.
You'd better go now. Your great-grandmother needs peace and quiet.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't want that. I'm sorry.
Just go, please.
Kyllä on Adriani hullu. Mut samalla aika lievästi pelottava kohti kyllä. Pakko myöntää.
That went well. Now, it's not just everyone in the village that hates me, but the only remaining member of my family, too. Real good job, Darren. If I wasn't already doing it, I'd be signing up for therapy right away.
Pelottava kohta sen puolelta toi sen Victorian erittäin vanha ääni on vähän semmonen niinku loistava ääni, näyttelee vaikka nekin sanotaan jollekin aaveille.
Dead branches on a dead tree. Looking at that makes you feel much more alive.
I agree. Voitais käyttää karttaa kanssa, mutta fuck, se on niin pieni matka, että ihan sama mennään vaan tosta tonne. Mennään puhumaan sille hölmölle idiootille, jos me nyt pystytään puhumaan ensinnäkin. Road to Hotel. Niin just, mennään kattoo mitä Myrillä on asiaa meille. Tuttu paikka Black Mirror 2 pitäisi olla kaikille, jotka sen katsoi. Fountain.
Definitely not drinking water.
No voisit silti ottaa pieni hyrpyn siitä.
Wasting water like that wouldn't really be Murray's style. I guess it's rainwater that's pumped up again and again.
Okay.
Definitely not
Sign.
Gordon's Palace. I wonder if Murray even has the right to use that name.
Tuskin.
Murray stating his patriotism. The old phony.
The old phony. Mennään katsomaan. Siellä se Murray on.
Mr. Michaels! Welcome back to Gordon's Palace. We missed you here.
How's that? The last time we saw each other was Thursday, 3 weeks ago, when you threw me out of the hotel.
Thrown out of the hotel? How did that happen then?
The thing with the sewers, the secret entrance in Angelina's room. That ring any bells?
Really? Oh yes, there was something. Ah, well, please excuse me. I did overreact a little. I hope you're not going to bear a grudge, though, Mr. Michaels. I'm very happy to make things up with you. You'll also understand that I couldn't hold your reservation for such a long period. Unfortunately, your room is occupied at the moment. But you can have another, a bigger, nicer one, for a small price, really. And for such a room, a ridiculously tiny price.
So you've remembered then? Very good. Then please go right back to the police and tell them that you know exactly where I was on the evening that Miss Valley was murdered.
Was that the same day? Are you sure? Now, it may well have been. I don't pay much attention to that kind of thing. Why should I? It's really nothing to do with me.
You two-faced snake! I insist you march down to the inspector and tell him you want to change your statement.
Mr. Michaels, you're free. I don't understand your problem.
I'm only out on bail.
Oh, my congratulations. I'm sure that wasn't cheap. However, in spite of that, I still don't see why I should get involved with things that don't concern me.
You can't be serious. Thanks to you, I've just spent the past 3 weeks sitting in a cell as an innocent man.
Mr. Michaels, I really am extremely sorry, but I can't fulfill your request. My own credibility would be on the line if I were to simply change my mind. Unless...
Unless what? Come on, spit it out and quit playing around, you pathetic little blackmailer. Otherwise, I promise you that the murder series will continue. Here and now.
no. Admittedly, I'd be the last one who's standing in your way. But a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, isn't that so? All the same, I would like a photo of you. Nothing sensational. Maybe somewhere in the woods with a knife in your hand.
So they can send me straight into the madhouse. No way.
Okay, think about it. A watertight alibi for a tiny little amusing photo. It's not a bad exchange.
You are one nasty dirtbag, Murray. You know that?
I'll even give you a camera to take it with. My best one.
Yeah. Does it still work using a lever?
It's a collector's piece. One of the first instant film cameras on the European market. An SX-70. And still in great condition, too. 15 years ago, a very well-groomed gentleman handed it over to me as a deposit in my pawn shop. He never picked it up again. So, you can say that I obtained it quite legitimately. And now, I entrust you with it. Pay attention, I'll tell you how it works.
That's okay. I'll work it out. If I choose to use it.
But that's not all. I've got another present for you. Here, a brand new rucksack.
Ja avain.
And free food and lodgings for as long as you wish, Mr. Michaels. Accept it as a peace offering and reparations for the trouble with the statement.
You really are a few cards short of a full deck.
Mr. Michaels, wait.
What do you want now?
Forget the woods. In front of the castle would definitely have much more impact. The photo, I mean.
And people think I'm crazy.
Vai niin, meidän pitäisi ottaa kuva itsestään, ja tää oli kyllä yksi kohta, missä minä repesin aivan täydellisesti, kun se, mitä se tää Murray tulee tekemään sillä kuvalla, mitä me otetaan. Aivan käsittämätön kusipäivä.
What have we got here? Bloody greetings from the murder village. See Blackmere Castle and die. Hello and goodbye with the Gordons. Quite a one-sided selection of cards.
Katsotaan nyt kaikki nämä hommat läpi. Mitäs tuolla on?
This is information about all the attractions Willow Greek has to offer. The Murder Museum. The crime scene route including a flying visit to the pub and a group photo in front of the castle. I don't really want to know anymore.
Poster stands.
Blackmere Castle in poster format. I wonder who would hang this kind of thing above their bed.
Minä voisin. Telefon.
A telephone.
Niinkö? Oikeesti?
A bowl of apples. Probably poisoned.
Probably poisoned.
Murray, my favorite hotelier. Obliging, helpful, polite, and always on the lookout to maximize his profits on the back of crime.
So much hate. Newspaper.
The Willow Creek Telegraph. The guests need to be kept up to date with what the murderer is up to.
Of course. Mitä tää nyt oikein
A
kuvittelee?
big trolley for the masses of baggage the tourists that flock through here have with them. Murray always did have a bit of a tendency towards delusions of grandeur.
Olen aivan samaa mieltä. Mennään nyt sen... kerrankin käytetään sitä meidän walking mappia. Mennään suoraan Black Mirror Castle. Näette tuolla pikkusen Darrenin juokselta vaan no. Se menee tonne asti. Vähän nopeampaa, mutta ei silti mitenkään aivan tarpeellista.
The last time I was here, I was able to bust open the wrought iron gate. The lock looks way sturdier than it used to be. I'm not going to be able to get it open without a lot of hassle for sure.
Ai jaa.
An empty letterbox.
Niinkö? Mä pääsen näytössä.
Victoria's had me thrown out. Not a good idea to bug her again.
Okei, mä pääsen sisään enää.
The last time I was, the lock looks way sturdier than.
No mulla ei... Mitäs täällä on?
Rucksack with a contorted image of my father's face on it. I'm not sure Murray's actually allowed to sell crap like this. Whatever. I'll sue him for that later. First of all, let's see what's inside.
Katsotaan mitä sisään löytyy. Sieltä löytyy laitteri. Kniffi. Taas tommonen hieno esine.
Plastic soul key, check. Batteries, none. Murray tight ass, check. One of Murray's merchandise articles. A blood-splattered plastic knife. Great for Halloween, especially in combination with a Samuel Gordon mask.
No tällä ei saada kyllä auki
A lighter with Samuel's face on it. I could probably laugh about it if it wasn't my own father.
Pystykö mä ottaa tässä sen kuvan?
Oh well, here goes nothing.
Joo, okei. Noin. Siinä on meidän kuva Murraylle.
A photo of me in front of the castle. That'll have to do for Murray.
Okei, mennään takaisin sinne Murrayn paikkaan, joka on tuolla. Pikkunen... aika nopeasti muuten juoksee kartalla. Adrianin. Ihan vaan jos totta puhutaan. Mennään tänne, annetaan se kuva sille pitchille.
Hi, Murray.
Oh, the esteemed Mr. Michaels. What's on your mind?
Kysytään sekaan nämä muut hommat pois. Inspector Spooner.
Do you know the inspector, Mr. Spooner?
Oh, yes, I certainly do. He was here twice. Took half the hotel apart. A terribly inconsiderate fellow. But good for business, too. How often, as a tourist, do you have the chance to see this kind of an investigation firsthand? Unfortunately, he confiscated all of your and Miss Angelina's personal effects. Means I can only display replicas in the museum.
What bad luck.
Niin huonoa onnea bisniksen kannalta. Whitewood.
The woods around Willow Greek are pretty gloomy.
The woods are quite exceptional, I'll have you know. Full of ghosts and demons, if you like to believe the local folklore. The perfect backdrop for all of the grisly murders that have happened here and are, regrettably, yet to come.
You can hardly wait, right?
I've lived here long enough to know that patience is a virtue.
Why don't you go out and kill a few people yourself if you're so hot on it all?
I'm a businessman, not a murderer. A small but absolutely fine distinction, Mr. Michaels.
Mr. Michaels. Tulee ihan Hollywoodi. Halloween mieleen. Willow Greek.
So, anything exciting happen?
You mean, apart from Miss Valley's murder and the castle burning down and 3 people losing their lives? Well, the fair's finished. In its place, we now have a new exhibition in the Willow Greek Museum of Modern Murder. It's opening in a few days. Oh, you should definitely see that. It's worth it.
Oh yeah. For you, most definitely.
Castle fire?
But you know I had nothing to do with the fire, don't you?
Yes, well, according to the papers...
Yeah, the British tabloid press is world-renowned for its believability.
Well, of course, they don't always have the whole truth in there, but the headlines do help me to keep the hotel going.
In this case, at my expense.
Ja nyt annetaan se kuva sille.
So there, you've got your stupid photo. Happy?
Oh, I can hardly recognize a thing.
Me in front of the castle as agreed? Okay, off to the cops, Murray.
I'm sure you know how important my exonerating statement in the Valley murder case is.
Murray.
Okay, I'll take it.
First, go to the police station.
All right, then I'll go today. I'm an honorable businessman.
And I'm a possessed madman.
I suggest taking a rest in your room first, and then when you wake up, everything will have been sorted with the police.
It really could use some sleep.
No mennään nukkumaan sitten. Muistatteko tämän paikan? En minäkään. Mitäs tuolla?
The floor plan of the hotel. All of the rooms are drawn on it. Huh. Murray's office is right next to my room.
Se on vain hyvä asia, eikö? Door.
Lifted clean off its hinges. They were probably broken.
Back area.
Back there's just a little sitting area. 2 armchairs, a table, a shelf with books.
boring.
Boring. No, onko tämä se meidän huone?
The room looks almost exactly the same as the other one I had 3 weeks ago. I bet Murray got a discount on the interior decoration. While I'm here, I may as well put away the stuff I don't want to carry around with me.
Kuten... Mikäs toi kirje tuolla on? Letter.
Huh. Someone shoved something under the door.
Mutta kuka? Kuka ja mitä? Mikä se on? Tuessa.
I can help you prove your innocence because I believe in your innocence. But I have to be able to trust you too. We can't meet yet, which is why I'm just gonna send you clues. If you want to take up my offer, then you'll find the first lead at your father's grave.
Father's grave.
Huh. That's a bit confusing. Who's this message from? Murray? He doesn't have an interest in proving my innocence. And anyway, he would just tell me himself. But
Niinpä,
who else knows I'm living here in the hotel? I need to follow this up carefully. And I ought to find out where the graveyard is around here.
No, se ei oo kovin vaikeeta. I know exactly where it is. Cloakroom.
The only thing I brought with me from Boston is a jacket. And I keep that on, day and night. This thing is completely useless to me.
Wall.
Murray's office is right behind this wall.
Joo.
Murray's office.
Ja meidän pitää tehdä sille jotain, sen minä kanssa
Views
muistan.
of Willow Greek. At least it's better than portraits of my bloodthirsty relatives.
Winged armchair.
Antiquated thing for antiquated backsides.
Kaikki on antiikkia. Everything is antique.
They've covered up the ugly gray carpet with an even uglier beige carpet. Great idea.
Mä oon samaa mieltä. Television.
There's only atmospheric noise. You probably have to pay extra to get TV channels.
Tuskin täällä mikään TV-kanava edes näkyy, kun tämä on Murrayn hallinnassa koko paikka. No, mennään sitten ulos.
That's my office. There's nothing in there for you.
Joo. Siellä kyllä itse asiassa on jotain meille.
Hi, Murray.
Oh, the esteemed Mr. Michaels.
Oh!
What's on your mind?
Fucking. Tää on kyllä semmonen jätkä tämä. Graveyard.
Murray, do you know where the local graveyard is?
A graveyard? Didn't you want to take a rest?
I'm not up for resting anymore.
I'm sure you can't mean the graveyard behind the hotel. It's being redone right now.
It's being what?
I've had it removed for the time being so I can relocate it in a sensational new setting. It means I can charge more for some of the rooms with views over the Gordon graveyard.
You've had the Gordon family graves leveled?
To be quite honest, there was only Lothar Gordon's grave there, the founder of the original sanatorium. The family crypt is in the churchyard at Wormhill.
Ah, right. In Warm Hill, then.
Sinne siis. Strange message.
Is this note here from you?
Pardon? No, I speak to my guests personally when I've got something for them.
Was there anyone here asking for me earlier?
No, you're simply not well known enough. But that'll soon change, believe me.
See you, Murray.
Back to work.
See you, Murray. Ei oikein kuulostanut hauskalta ja kiinnostuneelta tämä meidän pääsankari
There
Edin.
are a few steps leading down behind the hotel. To the river, I reckon.
Mutta sinne ei vielä mennä.
There are a few
Okei.
steps.
Sinne ei vielä mennä. Nyt pitäisi mennä sinne kirkkoon ilmeisesti, joka löytyy ei vasemmalta, ei oikealta, vaan se löytyy täältä käsittääkseni. Joo. Mikäs siellä on? Stream.
According to the map, this stream's called Old Wansford.
Wansford. Jos sentään Wangford. Tuonne ei kannata eksyä vielä, vaan mennään tänne. Tässä nimittäin kakkosesta, jos muistatte, me satuimme tekemään tämmöisen puzzlen. Jossa tuli tämä kirkko nimittäin siihen kuva.
this part looks like it's been pushed in. Wonder if it was a hearse driver with parking problems.
Tää on aika kammottava paikka.
Ancient headstones. It looks like the design hasn't changed in hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years.
That's quite a recent grave. There are even a few flowers still lying on it. That's quite a recent grave.
Kenenköhän hauta se mahtaa sitten olla? Church.
Warm Hill Church. 800 years old and no spire. Very unusual.
Siellä on kaikenlaista.
A fortified tower with battlements. That might have been more essential than a bell tower.
Mikäs tämä on?
That's a lightning rod. The tower looks a bit singed. Maybe it was hit by lightning.
Se vähän tosiaan näyttää mustalta toi torni.
There might be bells behind the slats. In that case, they are small auxiliary bell towers.
Niin tuolla on kirkon kelloja. Tossa on yksi kreivi kanssa.
This is where Miss Valley is buried. Murdered by my cursed sister. Perhaps I should bring a few flowers the next time I visit.
Niinpä. Tämä menee suoraan graveyardiin tämä paikka teille.
Gravestones without names.
Without names. Ai ja se menee. Okei. Okay.
This certainly isn't a well-groomed graveyard. Most of the graves are overgrown with twining weeds and roots.
And roots. Okei. Okay. Broken fence.
Wow, the fence has really been battered. If we were in India, I would say it was a herd of elephants.
Me pitäisi löytää nyt sen yhden tyypin hauta jostain.
That's the Gordon family crypt. The musty skeletons of my ancestors are just behind this door. I'm not interested in paying them a family visit.
No et varmasti. Todellakaan, jos sinne haluat
That's
mennä.
William Gordon's grave. My great-grandfather. He died in August 1981. No idea why he wasn't buried in the family crypt.
Mitä tiedänkin?
That's William Gordon.
Okei. Okay. Sinä voi enää
The wall
uutta
has
tutkia.
collapsed right in the middle without having a demolition ball taken to it. Takes a few hundred years for that kind of thing to happen.
No eikö tämä ollut itse asiassa aika kauan tämä paikka?
That's probably the priest's house back there.
Jos tää 800 vuotta vanha kirkko on, niin eiköhän tääkin on rakennettu joskus siinä lähimailla. Tai lähivuosina. Mennään käymään itse asiassa kirkossa. Tää on aika jännä paikka kanssa.
These European churches really are impressive buildings. America was probably still India in the minds of a few sailors when this one was built. A huge stained glass window for optimum illumination.
Pelottava musiikki. Pews.
Bare wooden pews.
Pews.
Very inviting. They really make you want to kneel down and pray.
No ei nyt ihan kyllä kirjaimellisesti noin, mutta aika lähellä.
There are some phrases from the Bible engraved in this. Behold the Lamb of God that taketh away the sin of the world, says John 1 verse 29. For to me to live is Christ and to die is gain, says Philip, also 1 verse 21. For many are called but few are chosen, Matthew blah blah blah. The Lord is with me, I will not be afraid. Psalms 118 verse 6.
Nuo ovat vihjeitä siihen hautaan, jonka myöhemmin saatte nähdä, miten se puzzle ratkaistaan. Siinä meillä kesti kyllä aika kauan, kunnes minä tajusin lukea näitä.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Hey, you there. Good morning.
What the? Oh, I'm sorry, lad. I must have nodded off.
In the confession box?
The bench has a cushion on it, at least.
You're not the priest, are you?
God forbid. I'm Mark, the grave digger.
Gravedigger. Kysytäänpä itsestään
You
ensimmäisenä.
must have a lot to do around here being the grave digger.
Oh, that's right. My job here is quite secure.
Quite secure. Samuel's grave.
You don't happen to know, being the grave digger and all, where Samuel Gordon's grave is? He must have been buried in 1981.
That's a tough one, lad. So many people died here 12 years ago, good and evil alike, in the strangest of circumstances. I really can't remember who ended up where. You'd be better off talking to Father Frederick, the priest. Perhaps he can remember.
Ja hän muistaakin. Father Frederick.
Where would I find the priest then?
Today? Well, you won't find him at all. He left around midday. Some conference or other. Supposed to be back by noon tomorrow, though.
No vai niin. Wormhill.
Do you know Wormhill well?
Of course, but it's just a few houses on the back of the woods. There's more life in here, I tell you. Are you looking for something in particular?
Kyllä.
No, I'm just trying to get an idea of the place.
Itse asiassa oot kyllä etsimässä jotain
Looking
tiettyä hommaa.
around this graveyard will give you a better idea of the place. And should you want to reserve yourself a spot here, then let me know. I recommend the southern slope. That's the best location.
Thanks for the tip, but I'm in no hurry to die just yet.
But maybe death's in a hurry to come and get you.
Kaikki on kauheat sekopäitä tää Willow Greekissä. Church.
Can you tell me anything about the church?
What do you mean then, lad? Who built it? It certainly wasn't me, even if I might look that old. Must have been around the time Marcus Gordon was alive. Have you seen the dark part of the tower up there?
Yes.
He ran out of stone, and they say he took stones from his castle walls to finish it off. Demolished his own castle to finish the church.
Ai
Model
jaa.
Christian.
Perhaps his time was running out. Got himself buried in there in the end.
A crypt that's 100 feet tall with an altar and a bell tower, all for him alone. What a modest man.
All those toffs are. No, he treated himself to an extra crypt underneath the nave. But it caved in 12 years ago. Nobody can get in there anymore.
Ai jaa. Fresh grave.
There's a fresh grave in front of the church.
That'll be Sally's, the young cook from the castle. The poor thing was burned to death, just like old Bates. The fire didn't really make any difference. But Bates isn't here. Lady Victoria insisted on burying him in the Golden Crypt, like a member of the family.
Just like Lady Eleanor, I assume.
Yes, there's still plenty of space in the crypt. Lots of the Gordons haven't been buried there.
Why not?
Well, there are just too many murderers and suicides. They're frowned upon in Catholic graveyards, particularly the ones who commit suicide.
Why? What happens to them?
Well, they're buried anonymously, without any religious ceremony, without the ringing of the bells, without any prayers, without a priest, nothing. They're all buried before sunrise, over by the north wall.
Isn't that what they used to do hundreds of years ago?
Perhaps where you come from. But we're in Wormhill, the manor of Black Mirror Castle. Things are all a bit different around here, my lad.
My lad. White wood. White
Quite
wood.
a woody area.
That's also supposed to be the reason it's such a bloody area.
The evil of the woods? People around here read too many horror stories.
Or have experienced it themselves. Have you been in the woods here at night?
No.
They say there's plenty to see. Murderous lords of the castle, the undead, Mordred's voracious hellhounds. There are many stories about it. Probably as many stories as there are people here.
The woods around Willow Creek strike me as being particularly creepy.
Yes, and the number of wild boars in there is uncanny. I've known them to trample down my fences to get at the clientele, but I've got some crafty traps set up. I'm looking forward to having a roast. The priest gave his permission.
Ihan totta. Graveyard.
What is it you actually do all day?
Answer stupid questions.
I mean, digging graves can't be all you do.
Yeah, you're right, lad. I don't just dig. I repair things too, keep the church in order, guard the graves. And if you think that the weeds grow on their own around here, then think again. It ain't weeds and it don't grow on its own. But who's interested anyway?
What did you mean by that? You guard the graves.
Well, because of the clientele. So they don't get dug up by dogs and the like.
Which dogs?
Well, strays from around here. For them, a graveyard is like
An underground hot dog stand?
Yeah, exactly. With bloody tough sausages.
I'd better be going.
Keep your eyes peeled, lad.
Keep your eyes peeled, lad. Ja se sammuu saman tien sinne. Hieno mies. Hieno mies. Nyt on jo yö.
Is it that late already?
Näyttäis olevan. Tonne ei mun mielestä kannattais eksyä.
Those must be wild boars. There's supposed to be plenty of them around here.
Mitenköhän tässä oikein piti tehdä? Hetkinen, mun piti ilmeisesti mennä tonne.
Why should I go into the middle of the woods?
Ei vissi. Tästä mitään Edreni kuolee. Pistäis tohon nopeasti save. YouTube-peli. Mun mielestä Edreni kuolee tässä, kun mennään eteenpäin.
Or demonic hellhounds, as they say in the local fables.
Se on ihan totta. Koot ne hyökkää tän kimppuun. Exactly wow.
I better get out of here fast if I don't want to get mauled.
Juokse tonne. Juoksi. Näinhän se meni.
I can't keep this up for too long. How come I'm not waking up? This must just be a nightmare. Have they gone?
Ei. Mutta melkein.
Calm before the storm? I think I better wait until those beasts have lost their appetite.
Olisi voinut näyttää kyllä ensimmäisen kuoleman tässä kanssa, mutta katsotaan ikkunasta ulos ensimmäisenä. Kuka siellä?
What the hell?
Ja tähän jännittävään paikkaan päättyy tämä jakso Black Mirror 3. Ja seuraavaksi mennään Neverwinter Nightsin maailmaan, joka olisi pitänyt itse asiassa tulla ennen tätä, mutta pientä viivytystä taas jälleen kerran. Joten seuraava kertaa. Se on moro.
I better get out of here fast if I don't want to get...